Hey, hi guys.
Hey,
What were
wait.
you looking and smiling at?
I was just I
Hello.
got a video of my dog. Uh,
Aw, my
yeah.
dog is just lying next to me and she's not
Oh,
interested
you're
in
the
everything
best,
I'm
isn't
talking
it? We had
about.
more time, I'd
Yeah.
I'd make you bring her into frame.
Yeah, but sadly we are just on these 5 minute speed runs
Yep.
of the interviews. So let's get to it for Fallout season 2. Um, You're playing the Ghoul and Mr. House. And one of the things that the first episodes that we got to see touch on is kind of the thought of individual freedom of thought or of action, especially with everything Mr. House is on. How would a philosophical argument between your two characters look like? What are their stances on this?
On freedom of choice.
Freedom of choice and freedom of thought and everything that has to do with this little chip thingy in the neck.
I would say that I don't think Mr. House. I could be wrong, but I don't think he believes in the freedom of choice. I think he believes in the importance of the odds. And you could take that just from the fact that he's a casino owner, or the fact that he thinks that human beings act in certain and particular ways that will always
Mhm.
lead them to certain conclusions that would make certain outcomes inevitable. Um, so I don't think he thinks the world operates democratically, obviously, because he has usurped that democratic ideal for sort of corporate greed and ownership.
And I think that Cooper Howard thought that he, like most of us, that we do have free will, and that we
Mhm.
do have agency, and we are our own sovereign nations, if you will. But once he's presented with the reality of the world that he's actually living in, that he was incapable of understanding, uh, I think he's like we all feel, any day that we wake up now, it's we're back on our heels saying, who am I? And
Mm.
what am I? And what are any one of us? What is this world? And yeah, it's unsettling.
And he has to do the hard choices, especially with rescuing Lucy, for example, in one of the episodes.
Yeah, you and to see kind of where that goes,
Mm.
right? To see where this relationship nets out at the end of this is very surprising. And
Okay,
yeah.
looking forward to it. Um, but what can fans expect from the dynamic of your two characters? You get to share a scene, I think, in the 3 episodes that we got to see in the storyline that takes place in the past, and there was I'd say kind of a friction between you two. So, what can we expect in the coming episodes?
Mad chemistry, man.
Yeah.
He's my buddy.
It is. I
Buddy.
do think there's a lot of chemistry between these two characters.
Yeah.
And it's, I mean, if you're being simplistic about it, it's sort of a cat and mouse kind of one-upsmanship and gamesmanship. But that's being simplistic. I think the stakes are far higher, obviously. Um, and I think I don't know. It. I think of him. What was that movie, Harvey or whatever? It's like at a certain point, House sort of becomes that imaginary friend that sits on his shoulder, the voice of ultimate reason, I guess. But I think just call him a friend, I think is being too generous. But
Hmm.
um, but I know you have. There's just some incredible scenes that we have that we where there's this incredible push pull
Hmm.
power sort of power shifting dynamics.
Cool. And because we're already nearly out of time, what do you think is the most, I'd say, realistic element of the wasteland in Fallout? What feels maybe a bit too close to home with all the cynical violence that is going on there?
Oh God, that's a very big question. Probably that everything in this world is transactional,
Mm.
everything is self-serving, and it's relentless in its exploration of that dynamic. And while this is, fiction and based on a video game, I'm sure that it does exist in the world in some respects, but hopefully that's not where we're who and what we really are.
Absence of compassion.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Absence of empathy, absence of compassion. There you go. So lovely to meet you, man. Really lovely to meet you.
Quickly, tell me what kind of dog you have.
What kind of dog do you have?
It's a wild mixture from Greece. Lucky.
Amazing.
Come on.
Wild mixture from Greece. Okay.
There she goes.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Oh, nah, it made it
Bye-bye.
better.